The Good Buddies Anime Podcast is hosted by two rowdy, foul-mouthed American cowboys. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, Good Buddies, what's up? And welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Show. I am your good buddy, Roger.
And I am your good buddy, Brandon.
And Brandon, what are we doing this week?
Well, this week we're taking a thing that we often do during the ramble. I mean, basically.
Yeah.
And we're kind of just stretching it out because we're...
We're stretching it
Give it a little
out.
stretch. Here's the thing, is like we, your boys sometimes struggle with something to talk about, but we did want to do an episode because we love doing episodes. We love talking. So we're going to talk about some things from this current anime season that we are still watching. Of course, we did the tier list.
Yeah, this is kind of like the...
It's our little...
It's kind of like...
It's a little check-in.
The Good Buddy Brandon's Mount Vibe Check sequel.
Yeah. We're just kind of doing a little check-in, a little check-up. Let you know if those things that we were talking about previously, if we're still talking about them at all. And there's not a terrible lot to it. This won't be a full review. Obviously, these shows are not finished with their seasons and whatnot. But yeah, let's get on into it. I'm going first. Am I going first?
You go first, dude. You go first,
I'll go
baby.
first. So, out of all the things that we talked about over this past season, I'm just looking through and finding exactly on the tier list thingy, like exactly what I gave these shows I want to talk about. So this one, a lot of them, there were some I gave A's and B's. I was like, these shows are fine, they're good, they're pretty fine. There's a couple that got into S rank, pretty sweet, pretty freaking sweet. There's only, I'll say, 3 that I have continued to keep up on. I will bring 2 of those to the table, and one of those will be Sasaki and Miano, which is a very cute little romance story, little boys love, about these 2 freaking dudes. One of whom, he's a kid. They're in high school. His kid's in high school. The older one's like a year older than him. He's in the grade above, and the younger kid, they kind of just run into each other, and he's reading one of these mangas. He loves the boys love mangas. Now, notably, it should be noted that despite him loving these stories that are about gay dudes, he himself is not a gay dude, or does not consider himself that. Certainly doesn't think of it that way. He just likes the stories, which I get.
Sure.
And he kind of starts talking to this other guy, it's Sasaki and Miano, so their names are Sasaki and Miano. And he starts talking to the other guy, and he's like, oh, this is interesting. I want to know about that, blah, blah, blah. They start chatting, etc., etc. They get into it, and next thing you know, the older guy realizes, oh no, I just realized something about myself. I think I'm in love with this boy. And then they kind of go from there.
Now, is that the guy that was reading the books initially?
That's not. That's the guy who was introduced to them by the younger student.
Okay.
I have their names mixed up, and I don't want to say them wrong. Because you know what I do is I put these on and I watch them, and then it all goes right out the other end of my brain.
Yeah. I remember the highlights, but no names.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes
you remember when
like
that dude swung that sword and it was like,
oh, so good, dude.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that one guy. But honestly, freaking Ringing Kings has taken up most of the space in my brain where the names go. So sorry. But anyway, older guy. He realizes he's got feelings for this younger guy. Younger guy is fully oblivious. They get pretty quick, though, only episode 3 or 4, to him just full on being like, nah, dude, I like you, and I would like to do a date. And he's like, oh, like, there you go. And now it's them kind of realizing their feelings for each other, exactly what those feelings mean. It does a lot of really decent character development. There's a whole plot line where the younger guy is he's very slight. He's got a slightly feminine face. He's referred to as a few times as having feminine features, and he actually has a little bit of complex about it because he was younger. He was sometimes made fun of that for he's got this not long but kind of shaggy hair and this kind of girly face, and it kind of bums him out. So he asks older dude, like, well, what is it you like about me? He's like, he doesn't know how to take that question. He's struggling to find an answer. He's just, your face. And he's like, oh. And he doesn't know how to take that. So then it's a story of him, well, how does he deal with that? Is that what it is? Is that what the older guy really feels? The older guy's like, no, there's more to it than that, etc., etc. There's all this stuff. It's really great. He runs into this girl an actual girl who he had a crush on when he was younger, who actually he thought was making fun of him for having a feminine face. It turns out she wasn't really. He just misunderstood, etc., all this stuff. It's really decent. It's I'm a little bit surprised by like how cute it manages to be, because my problem with most of these romance shows is they move too damn slow. It's like, Jesus Christ, we don't just fucking talk to each other already. That's why Horimiya kicked ass, because they just boom, 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 we're in it. This one, not quite that fast, but pretty fast, and does make some moves. The secondary and supplementary characters are really great. Of course, they do have to play into some of this stuff. So they're at an all-boys school, and they have a thing where it's like, oh, we need to. It's like one of those school festival things. What are we gonna do? And the classes decide they're gonna have a cross-dressing competition, and guess who has to dress up like a girl? Haha. It's a fun time, but yeah, it's I don't know, man. In terms of, I like a good simple romance, and that's what this is, and it's pretty fun. That like usually with these romance stories, if there is any confusion, it's them realizing their feelings for each other and all that, and you get that with the bonus added on that there's also the feelings of, wait, is this who I am? Realizing that, yeah, dude, you're in love with a guy, and that's
it happens.
It does happen, and it puts a really a decent spin on this that I don't usually see in these kinds of shows, because a lot of times it's just like, I don't know how many boys love series you've seen, but they're not always this cute. Sometimes they're a little bit fucked up.
Yeah,
and sometimes you take what you get. Yeah. Sometimes they suck. Sometimes you take what you get, and I get that. But this one, you take what you get, and it's actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not breaking any big barriers, but it's cute, and it's not often you get just a cute little boys love story. I'm into it.
Nice.
Sasaki and Miano, good show. What do you got for us?
All right, man. Well, I got one to talk about, a romantic comedy. I only have one to talk about.
Here we fucking go.
I was watching Sasaki and Bisco, but I dropped it for Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be watching Attack on Titan, but I dropped it to wait for my wife to be able to watch it, because she wants to watch it too. So the only one that I've stuck with, and my favorite anime of the entire season, is My Dress Up Darling.
Yeah, it is.
It remains to be. So if you want to hear our thoughts on episode 6, go back to the last episode. We talked about it in length. It was real weird.
That episode is the reason I am not keeping up on this.
Yeah, Brandon, stop watching it, because it was real weird.
Guys, don't be silky smoothing.
Now, granted, there have been other things, weird things that happened, but it was more on par with everything that happened before the Silky Smooth.
Okay.
So it was just fan service. Now, granted, there was a middle school student introduced, and of course she has big old boobies, so they gotta, talk about the big old boobies that she has. Now, they do something cool, with her or whatever. She ultimately does want to do a cosplay. And they did the thing what I said they should have kind of done with Yu or whatever, where it's you focus on their body and their build or whatever and how you make it work in the context of the cosplay. You didn't have to have a whole nude scene with her or whatever. That was real strange. That was a choice.
Shouldn't have happened.
Now this one where she has big breasts or whatever, it's Goto wanting to figure out how to do a masculine cosplay that she wants to have. So it's
gotta get that girl binder.
Yeah, it's dealing with her breasts. It's dealing with, trying to strap everything down, broadening her shoulders, stuff like that, making her look a little less feminine. And that part is actually really good, and the stuff they do is quite informative.
That makes sense.
But the fan service mixed in there is there.
Yeah.
So there's that. There was another shower scene.
Can I take a quick guess?
Yeah.
There's got to be one where like they're trying to figure out like how to wrap these bazongas up, and they straight up bust out. They gotta bust out.
It doesn't happen quite like that. There is a bust scene.
There's a bust out.
There is.
They bust out.
It doesn't happen like that.
Busting.
Quite like
you know what I say.
Make me feel good.
Terrible.
Busting does make me feel good.
I can't believe it.
It makes you feel good. Busting makes us all feel good.
Yeah.
Terrible. But she's a pretty cute character added in. It's fun. There was another shower scene in there.
Tell me about the shower scene.
It was with Marin, the main girl. But it was, like they did fan service, but it wasn't, like slipping in there. She even teased him like, haha, you could take a peek if you want.
Yeah, I did like.
And he was like, no.
See, this is the thing is like why I'm kind of bummed out that show made the decision it did, because the end of that episode, or the end of the last episode, and then that episode 6.
That episode was great aside from the one thing.
Aside from the silky smoothing. It's just like the fact that she realizes she is in fact super into this dude, and the end of that one where like fucking Juju or whatever, she's like, wait, aren't you two dating? And he's like,
I said Juju.
No, we're not. And he's like all nervous about it. And then meanwhile, what's her name, Marin?
Yeah, Marin.
She's like all like smiley and shit. She's like, oh wow,
I love her wiggly lips. It does a Carol and Tuesday wiggly lips, man.
It's cute. It's cute. Can't be silky smooth.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I mean, maybe it's not crazy. That is not referenced at all thus far. 4 episodes later.
Nah, man, they just had to throw it in there so that the real freaks had something to look at.
Yeah.
So that the bad nasties had something to look at.
Yeah, man, like I said, I gave it, I didn't give it a pass, but I'm still watching it because I ain't beating my meat to it.
Jesus Christ. You gotta... All right.
So the show continues on with cosplay. Their romance is building. There are a lot of cute scenes, especially as Marin really starts to dig into how she feels.
Yeah.
And then the scenes are also getting better with Goto, as his grandpa is now encouraging him to explore more things because his work on the dolls is starting to get better. So he thinks, his grandpa's like, it's because you have more life experience. That's why your strokes are getting lighter and stuff. So you need to be having more of this stuff. You need to be hanging out with your friends. You need to be spending more time too. So now he's actively pursuing things that he's never done before.
And he's like, but here, son, use a condom.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if that happened in this show. And I wouldn't, whatever. You practice safe sex.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You really should.
It's a good show, man. One scene aside, it is a good show. And I'm here for it. I'm going to watch it to the end. I feel like, there's probably only a couple episodes left, so if they're gonna nose bomb, they're gonna do it now. I'm gonna finish it anyway because I'm this close. But
yeah,
it's still my favorite anime of the season. It's really good.
It's the way you said I'm this close.
Yeah, I'm this close.
I'm so close.
I'm about to buzz.
Don't
make me feel.
Stop. Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, man,
My
the
Dress
show,
Up Darling. It's
a
a great show, but I totally, sometimes I would push back. I would be a bit of a contrarian about you dropping out of a show or something like that. But this one, I quite understand. It is fucking strange. And the show itself is strange because we're watching high school students.
Yeah.
No matter how you slice it, no matter how they're drawn, these are high school students.
Yeah.
Loaded in fan service.
It's always like one thing when it's like, okay, there's fan service, okay, there's this and that. But like for me, and it's particularly like another show I'm watching this season just dropped an episode that made a decision with a character that I'm like, I don't know about that one, guys. But there's a difference between like having these, what are objectively children in a relationship and or fan service and stuff, and then like going to the point of having one of them fully nude show you just everything without showing you everything, blah blah blah, and then have the nerve to have one of the characters comment on how she's
the phrase that I needed earlier. Doesn't leave much to the imagination. And then go even further to have the nerve to have one of the characters then comment on how that person who just bared literally everything is fully hairless. Nah. I can't fuck with it. But it's fine. It's honestly a cute show. Yeah, there are definitely worse shows out
honestly,
there.
Guys, I wish I could fuck with it, but I can't fuck with it.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. It's the only show that you're like, yeah, I'll make the time to watch that.
Yep.
I'll cut a little slice out of Elden Ring for My Dress Up Darling.
Sure.
It's a good show, and when they release that in Android, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, you are, you little weirdo.
I just got another Android right there. My treasure.
Oh my fucking god. He's got a Nanachi.
It's got a MIDI in there.
It does have a MIDI in there. Oh no.
I have another one at the store.
Oh no.
It's a Tachikoma. I'm so excited. But it's $100 goddamn, so I'm gonna do that on the next check.
How much was this guy?
Nanachi?
Yeah.
After my discount, it was about $60. Yeah, these figures. It's nothing compared to what I paid for the Akira Ono.
I gotta quit. I just listen to you spend money. I'm like, man, I gotta spend less money.
Yeah, I know. I try to.
I just told you about how I donated to the dumbest Kickstarter I've ever seen, and it's already got in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
To be fair, that's my one fun spend of the week.
Well, that's good. Well, there you go.
Yep. My Dress Up Darling. That's what I've been watching. We got off on a tangent there a little bit about the Nendoroids, but I'm gonna buy me that My Dress Up Darling Nendoroid. I'm gonna buy me some more Nendoroids too, and I'm gonna keep watching the show until it's done. Brandon, do you want to tell us about another show you've been watching?
I got one more. I got a few. Like I said, I got like 3 shows I'm still watching, and
why
one,
are you keeping up with these shows, Brandon?
Because I enjoy them. So the ones that I'm not going to talk about are Ranking of Kings.
Do they make your pee hard?
Not necessarily. No. I'm not going to talk about Rank Kings. That's a holdover from last season, but it's very good. If we do a ramble, we'll talk about it. And I'm not going to talk about Salaryman's Club, which is the badminton businessman anime that.
Yes.
I think it's very. I enjoy that show. It's a fun time.
Hanibado for dudes.
Kinda, but like also different. But the one I am going to talk about is one that was already mentioned. Oh baby, it's Sabiki Bisco. I can't say it. Sabiki Bisco.
Yeah. Bisco.
Fucking dog.
I do intend on watching the rest of this one,
which is why I'm not going to spoil anything. But the story of a crazy ass world where some kind of horrible thing happened, and the vast majority of the land is a big desert. There's a slum town where a kindly doctor named Dr. Panda lives, and there are a group of people called the Mushroom Keepers, one of which is the titular Bisco, who are trying to the doctor and the Mushroom Keepers are trying to stop this thing called the rust, which is this sickness. Bisco and his Mushroom Keepers believe that there is a mushroom that can dissolve anything, including this rust sickness, and Dr. Panda's trying to get that so he can make a cure, basically. That's the gist. The show is absolutely ridiculous. It's very random, really good, like, action scenes, a lot of decent character development stuff. I mean, the show just kicks ass. And it's
the character and world designs are awesome.
Yeah, man. Those fucking pufferfish in that one episode had me goddamn rolling. Them motherfuckers rolled up on this town and they were just like the giant mouths and shit.
With
like,
the big buck teeth.
The big buck teeth. There's the animals and stuff are so weird, which I mean the whole thing is like it has this, sub like meta commentary kinda. They don't really talk about it, but it's like this kind of implied thing that this is all about, like nuclear fallout and how it fucks up the ecosystems and shit. Not only is it bad for the people, but it's bad for the animals, so that's fucking up the animals, which is then bad for the people. Everybody's sick, everybody's dying. There's a slum town. How people in these situations take advantage. Cue the fucking shitty mayor of slum town who just is basically a straight up mafioso. Yes, it's all terrible. But and then you've got the people who are actually trying to fix it, who one of whom is being blamed for everything because the government has managed to spread this rumor that it's actually the Mushroom Keepers that spread the rust. Mushrooms are what spreads the rust, when in fact mushrooms are the things going to fix the rust. There's a lot of mushrooms in this show. There's a lot of wild stuff, a lot of craziness. Without getting too spoiler, because Roger has not caught up, the show takes a lot of turns in these last couple episodes. Really big character arc swings, really big moments of development between some stuff. Some characters that previously did not get along are kind of getting along. Some characters, you find out what may have felt like a simple, like, throwaway kind of backstory episode, in fact may have had much bigger implications to the overarching story. And we've got straight up main character death in this show. This show is not afraid to fucking go for it. One of our main characters is gone. I don't mind telling you, without getting too spoilery, but they really, man, the show goes for it, and it now.
How main we talking?
Pretty fucking main.
Super duper main.
One of the main characters. I would say there's like 4, maybe 5 main characters.
Okay.
One of them's dead. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you who.
Because I would say there are 2 main characters.
I mean,
judging from what I've seen so far.
I mean, how main are we getting, man?
Yeah. Wayne, the main vein.
You don't want me to spoil nothing, do you?
No,
well, you better quit asking me dumb questions. Don't ask me no questions you don't want answers to, big boy. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna miss those big titties. No, I'm kidding. It's not Pawu. I'm joking. It wasn't. No. No, it's a joke.
It's the second worst thing that could happen in that show.
What's the worst thing?
The crab.
Oh no. No. But yeah, there is a giant crab named Octagawa that they ride on. Dog, the show's so weird and random and wild, and it's a lot of fun. And despite all of that, it manages to have a really decent, cohesive story. I will say, episode 9, I think, felt a little swingy with how quick stuff turned around. It was a real like showdown kind of episode where like you're seeing all the major antagonists and protagonists come together in their big face off, and it felt a little not unbelievable but convenient, the way like, haha, I've got you beat. Haha, I've got you beat. Oh, you didn't think this though. Oh, my buddy just showed up, like that kind of shit, like back and forth. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I expect that with any of these like action-y shonen kind of series. So I think it's very well done. It's got a rad art style. It's got just ridiculous characters, kick-ass sound. Fucking soundtrack kicks ass.
Yeah, it rocks.
Intro's killer. Very ripping and roaring. And Sabiki Bisco, it kicked a little ass. I don't know what else to tell you about it. It kick a little, it whip a little ass. That and My Dress Up Darling, which got a bump up because of you, were the only two series that got an S rank on our tier list, and for sure one of them, I think.
Go figure, we're still watching them, kind of.
Go figure. I mean, honestly, a little bit go figure, because on previous tier lists, I had shows that were in A and S rank that did end up getting dropped because I just couldn't hang with them anymore. But honestly, Bisco's up there. I mean, I do see the appeal of Dress Up Darling, but I'm not watching it.
It is that cute shit.
It is that cute shit. And the other two, I think, the other ones I'm talking about, Sasaki and Miano and Salaryman's Club, I think both of those were A rank. So yeah, makes sense. But I think that about does it. Those are the ones we're keeping up on. Those are the ones that have stood the test of time for these for this past month.
Yeah, they survived Elden Ring.
Can you believe it? Still watching them through Elden Ring. And I am also on that Elden Ring, goddammit. I jumped in. I'm out here fighting dragons and getting my ass whooped, and it's a good old time. I'm an astrologer. I don't give a fuck.
I'm walking out in the worlds between with my Vince McMahon strut on.
This man's got a sword so big and a cock so strong.
I got to get out to that Stormfront gate or whatever. Just show them what I'm made of over and over and over again.
How many bosses have you beat? How many of the main bosses have you beat?
Main bosses? That are you saying like the ones that'll give you
the ones that give you like the
shard?
The things, yeah. Shard bearers, I guess.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you got me beat.
4.
Okay.
I think just 4.
You basically there, baby.
But main bosses, so 4, 5.
I've beaten
6.
Godric, which is like the first one
7
you run into, basically.
Of like the great bosses, I've beaten like 8 bosses in the entire game, like 40.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of bosses in this fucking game. But no, I got through Godric and I'm a motherfucking starboard, Radon.
Yeah, yep, I got them. I got Renala.
I'm actually at the fucking college now, getting through there. These goddamn zombies piss me off.
Yeah,
these little motherfuckers. I can't time them good. They grab me and then they eat me and they take away my magic, and I'm real sad about it.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Pissing me off.
I'm sorry,
motherfuckers.
You can just run through that area for the most part.
I know. I
just chop wind, baby.
I got my new sword and I wanted to fuck them up. All right.
Just chop that wind, baby.
That's what I use that sword to chop some wind. Yes. They call me Mr. Choppy Choppy. How dare you?
All right, man.
Let's get on out of here. So
what are we going to do next week?
Next week. So the plan is, barring an unforeseeable catastrophe, Jaboys, your good buddies, are going to take a little trip to the movies, and we're gonna go ahead and watch Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
Yeah, Brandon did want to see that Sonic 2 first, but
look,
I twisted his arm.
It's only because the last movie I saw in a theater before lockdown for the pandemic was Sonic the Hedgehog, and I kind of wanted the first one I see going back to theaters to be Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That is not going to be the case. It's going to be Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
But I'll say the
twisted that arm.
I mean, it's going to be subtitled, right?
Yeah.
I'll say the first.
Yeah.
The first like English language.
I want to watch it. I want to watch it in Japanese.
Yeah, that's how we've been watching the
Yeah.
show. So
I think it might be weird to do it. And actually, the English dub is earlier on in the day.
Yeah.
Way too early. It's at like 4. This
Yeah,
one's
can't
going to be
deal
at like
with that.
7:10. I'm pretty excited. Haley's coming. Maybe Kat's coming. I
Maybe.
think maybe my friend Olivia's coming. Maybe her boyfriend's coming.
Gotta have us a little
Who
get
knows?
together.
It's gonna be cool. I'm excited about the movie. I heard it was fucking awesome.
It looks
I
fun.
love Jujutsu Kaisen.
Hell yes.
So I'm stoked to go see it, and we're going to a new theater in town.
Yeah,
which apparently
with
has
the fancy
recliners.
seats. Oh, with the fancy
And you can order
seats.
whole pizzas, and they have fake meat there, so I can get like Impossible nuggets and stuff
Jesus
if I want
Christ,
to. I'm probably just gonna get my bottle of water.
You
but
definitely eat first and then
yeah.
come on.
Yeah,
man, it's
I'm
too
probably
expensive. The movie's always too expensive.
baby. Look, don't take my good time away from me.
I'm not gonna take your good time. I'm just saying, like for me personally.
I'm gonna have fun this one time, and then by the next day, I'm gonna be cursing the theater again, trying to stab the steely dagger into its heart and kill the machine that keeps the movies off of my TV.
Just let me buy them and watch them at home. I don't want to leave.
Would we do this if I could watch it on the TV? Hell no.
Hell no. We would just watch it
I got
on
a
TV.
70-inch TV, baby.
Big ass TV.
What do I need a 70-inch TV for if I can't watch all the latest and leadest and hottest movies?
It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
It's damn true.
Goddamn true. All
Yeah.
right. We're going to go ahead and bust on out here, though. Links in the description. Hit us up. Are we doing a ramble? A little baby ramble?
We can do a little baby ramble, dude.
Little baby ramble.
I'm a little tired, but we can do a little baby one.
We'll do a little baby one.
I feel like we could at least talk about Fooly Cooley for a second.
Oh, yeah. Well, stay tuned to the ramble.
Yeah.
Haha, we'll get to it. But yeah, we are going to bust on out of here. Thank you so much for listening. We will have the full plugs at the end of the show, but for now, check out the description wherever you're watching this for links to all of our social medias, musicians, and whatnot. And thank you again for listening. Go ahead and leave us a 5 stars on Apple and all that stuff. We appreciate it. Love ya.
Love ya.